Hey everyone, so Dan Francis here, and today guys I'm going to be speaking to you about something really exciting. Now, on our recent trip to Utah, we was actually one of the first group of people to ever see inside this new facility that our company has recently acquired. Now, this is called GROVIV. And when I first heard about GROVIV over a year ago, I was so excited. What GROVIV is, it is indoor farming, but with a whole new level to it. But the reason I was so excited is my background is in personal training and nutrition. So I've always been excited about things like this, about indoor farming, about ingredients, organic, non-organic, all that type of stuff out there. And I've been super excited to see this. And when I found out our company have acquired it and actually got in to go in there and have a look around and see how it works and see what they're doing, it was incredible. So throughout this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through it, and you are going to see some incredibly exciting things. But now first up, let's go actually inside GROVIV and let's see what's happening inside there. So as you can see, now we're heading inside GROVIV. But let me tell you a little bit about what I see. The difference here is what is happening and why it's so important to pay attention to something like this. Because right now it is a huge trend globally to eat organic. Everybody out there is trying to eat organic or buy organic ingredients. Every supplement company, every nutrition company, they are all about what ingredients they are using and the quality of ingredients. But now let's think about this, okay? Outside, you have an organic field and you're only growing organic ingredients. It's free from pesticides, it's free from everything to make it 100% organic. But there's nothing stopping atmospheric conditions. So if you have a non-organic field 2, 3, 4 miles down the road, well then guess what? It's still going to be having the same rainwater onto both fields. It's still having the same atmospheric conditions. That organic field is still going to be affected by the ozone, by the carbon monoxide, by the sun, by the rain, by the crazy weather we get now all over the world. It's still going to be completely affected by that. So are you ever going to get fully organic? No. You're not. It is impossible when you're growing seeds outside to get something that organic and that perfect. It's impossible. But at GROVIV, they can. And this is where they are making the difference. The only way to ever get something of such perfection, essentially, is to do it in a controlled environment where you're controlling the temperature, you're controlling the light, you're controlling the soil, you're controlling the water, you're controlling everything, what the seed gets to give it its perfect day. So now let's take you through some further steps inside GROVIV even more. So now, have a look at this. This is very exciting. This is what they call the seed cathedral, and on this now you can see over 100 different types of seeds that can be grown here. But now let's have a little chat about the seeds. This is what we learned there. So, did you guys know that most seeds now are actually filled and pumped full of stuff to help them actually be more productive and produce more, rather than actually being a better, more nutrient dense original seed to what its quality is? Things like gluten are added now to seeds to help with the production rate. So here, well, all seeds are gluten free because all the seeds are completely untouched. But now this is what's even more exciting. So there is they're called ancient seeds, but there are now some seeds that cannot be grown in the modern day agricultural farming environment. Just impossible, they can't. But here at GROVIV, they can. So now this is where I put my dreaming hat on, my thinking hat. Imagine that you have seeds that have never been able to be grown for years and years. What that could do, what could be in it, what could we discover, what science could be behind it, what ingredients could be there, what benefits could we find? And that is what we're going to find here. So check out this very quick video, what I'm going to play now, what we saw at GROVIV about the seed's perfect day.
2 years ago, when John and I went through the original facility by the warehouse.
A seed is the embodiment of nature, the method by which nature nurtures the earth. The seed is not grandiose. It is small, simple, often overlooked, and yet essential to the well-being of our entire planet. A seed is the origin of the plants that nourish the many inhabitants of the world. It can become the food we eat and purify the air we breathe. It can become the herbs needed to heal our bodies. It can become the natural beauty we need to heal and uplift our souls by sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste. And a seed will still nurture us, even in the face of unrelenting conditions. But over time, the conditions in which a seed must grow have become increasingly hazardous, worsening dramatically in the last century. Much of it caused by us, humankind, the very beings for whom the seed gives its life to nurture. And yet our seed, nature, continues to nurture us. What would happen if we chose instead to nurture nature? What would happen if we gave a seed the happiest and healthiest environment we could to help it grow? What if we could give a seed the perfect day, every day? Today, we can.
So that was pretty cool, right? Pretty exciting. But now let's have a look at the laboratories, okay? So now this is where it gets really exciting. Because in normal farming, in normal agriculture, they will only likely get, on average, 2 harvests a year. So that means they can only actually test what they're growing twice a year. But here at GROVIV, because they produce so much so fast, it means they are actually doing up to 1,000 tests a year. So you can instantly see, just imagine that straight away, 1,000 tests a year compared to 2. What can you learn? What can you do? What advancements can you make in such a short, fast period of time compared to farming in agriculture? You can't. And these are some of the things that I've learned. So in nature, what they've actually learned is what red and blue lights can do for plants and how it can affect the strength of a root. And they've actually learned this from, rainforests and different canopies. What areas of the light will actually get into, where it will affect the leaves and where it will get down into the root and how it can affect it. And because I've learned that, they can, and through testing as well, they can actually then control the light with different red and blue lights to give the root a much stronger, fuller root. Another thing what they've learned as well is things like temperature differentials play a big difference, and they can test that to see what benefits the seed and what doesn't benefit the seed. And this is another cool thing too, music. Now, you might think music. What they've actually learned is if you want to produce more fiber from a root, what some seeds need is more wind vibration. Okay, so what they've learned in nature is that some seeds around in more conditions are going to be getting hit with stronger winds, well, they're going to produce more fiber. So what they can actually do in GROVIV, they've been using music, and specifically different types of music with different bass lines and things like this to create a stronger vibration to see what then produces more fiber for the seeds. And of course, because they can test so quickly, they're seeing what music actually benefits the seed to produce more fiber and to grow the seed better. It just is so exciting, guys, when you think about all this and what it can be done. Another thing as well is they don't use any dirt, okay? So no soil. So you might be thinking straight away, well, how can they grow plants? How can they grow seeds without any soil? Well, they're using what's called a soil mat. Because did you know all a soil does for a root is just hold the nutrients and water. But think about this, how much water is actually wasted when you're growing a plant? Quite a lot. Do you think about when you've got a plant at home and it's in a pot and it's, you've got a great big pot and you're having to make sure all of that soil is moist just to make sure enough of it will actually find its way into the roots. It's quite a lot wasted, isn't it? It actually turns out that 75% of the world's water is actually used in agriculture. But with GROVIV and what they're doing, only 3% is actually needed. 3%. That's a 72% water difference, what they're using at GROVIV compared to what they're using on a farm, for example. That alone is incredible. And as well now, there's also no wastage. Why is there no wastage? Well, because inside the soil are all the awesome nutrients that you've actually been produced by the root. But of course, all that gets thrown away. It's pulled out, cleaned off, done. But here, because it's grown on a soil mat, what they're actually doing now, once the mat's finished, they're taking it, they're chopping it all up, and they're reusing it for ingredients. So it is a constant process of making sure that there's no wastage, making sure everything runs at its most efficient, making sure that everything gives the seed the perfect date and the perfect environment through rigorous testing that they can do literally over 1,000 times a year. Now that is so exciting. Let's take you on to the next part of GROVIV. Now, as you can see, we're walking through a different part of GROVIV, and here we're told, guys, no cameras, no videos. So unfortunately, you're just going to have me talking to you about this piece. But inside here was something that nobody has seen yet. And it is so exciting. It's how it works, what is growing there. And now, but walking around, I'm going to tell you about what was in my mind. So walking around, I kept saying to myself, right, okay, I get it, I understand, I see how seeds can be grown faster, I get all of it, I understand that. But what I don't understand is, when on a farmland you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres, how come a small warehouse in Utah produce the same as what thousands of farms can all over the world? Like, how? And then we saw this pod. This is a 25 foot by 25 foot pod. And inside it is the equivalent to over 100 acres of farming land. Okay, how it happens. So inside this pod, you have a patented rail system that spirals up. Okay, and on these rails as well is some robot arms that do all the watering, and it is all the red and blue lights that are being controlled exact to what that specific what they're growing needs. And one exciting thing is, and what's had a lot of engineers like myself absolutely stumped, is that these red and blue lights produce no heat. You know, I'm there putting my hand on it and no heat is coming out of it. It's like, wow, how? I don't even understand. I don't need to understand, but it is incredible. So what happens is the seed starts at the bottom of this spiral, and it actually takes 6 days to get to the top. And when it reaches the top, that is this photosynthesis done. And I said to the guy, I was like, why only 6 days? And he said, because that is when they found through testing that a seed is at its most nutrient dense. So if they want ingredients out of the seed, what is produced in 6 days is where they're going to get the maximum best nutrients and ingredients out of it. So I said, they don't need to grow it any more than that, because you're getting the best out of it there. So literally, it'll take 6 days to spiral all the way up to the top. It's getting watered, it's getting grown, it's getting heat, it's getting light, all the way to the top, then it's produced down. Inside these grow pods, think about this, okay? There's no fossil fuels, because you don't need tractors, you don't need farming machinery, you don't need any of that. So there's no carbon dioxide being produced, no fossil fuels are being used. So again, it's 100% efficient. What actually happens as well inside one of these grow pods is over 3,000 litres of oxygen is being produced from one grow pod. Okay, that is enough to allow 150 people to breathe per hour. So you can squeeze 150 people inside this grow pod and they're all going to breathe this fresh oxygen and survive and live in a 25 foot by 25 foot pod. Now that is so exciting, because you can literally pick them up and put them anywhere in the world. Because you give them the water supply for 6 days, done. They're only using 3% of the world's water, so they don't need much. You know, they've got all the conditions controlled, the heat, the light, the temperature, sound, everything's controlled and built into these 25 foot by 25 foot pods. So we said as well, you know, what else can you grow here? And they said, of course, we can grow bigger plants, we can grow full tomatoes, we can grow whatever you want to grow. Think about this as well. If they can do that in a big 25 foot by 25 foot pod, then of course they can scale it down and they can put it into small pods that anybody can buy. You can put in your kitchen, and you can grow your own vegetation, you can grow your own plants in your kitchen just for a very small pod. Now what's so exciting for us as a company is we have fully acquired GROVIV. GROVIV has over 62 patents. Everything I've just told you about in the video is beyond exciting, and we have that. I've tried some products from GROVIV that actually came out. You know, we had it was a squeezable green shake that came out, and all the ingredients were grown by GROVIV. Our green shake drink is currently right now having pure GROVIV ingredients put into the green shake. I can't wait to get my hands on that. But just think about the potential. What we have now as a company. When everyone's saying to you, oh, you know, we have organic ingredients, we have organic ingredients. Well, if they're growing outside, they're never going to be fully organic. It's just a fact, purely because of atmospheric conditions. They cannot be controlled. We have the only company in the world right now is doing what GROVIV is doing. And all those ingredients are going to be going into a range of our products very, very soon. You know, we can't give too much more information on that because one, we don't know what product's going to be, but we know roughly the vision and the line. The vision is so exciting. GROVIV alone has the potential to be over a $10 billion company, and we're a part of that and going to be at the forefront of it. And it is mind-blowing to see. I hope to God that everyone watching this video that's a part of this company can go there and see what we have seen, can have their own grow pod eventually, can seal this because it is just mind-blowing, the potential. So that is a short video. Feel free to message me and ask me any questions on it. So I've got lots of notes, we've got lots written down, we're going to be talking about it a lot more. So feel free to message me and ask me any questions and share this video around with all your teams and show people the potential of what is coming and what we have here. So thanks guys, have a great day everyone, and I'll speak to you all soon.